It is not recommended to use a cone contactor instead of an AC3 contactor, even if you apply a derating factor. Cone contactors are specifically designed for resistive loads, such as heating elements and lighting circuits. These loads are characterized by a relatively stable current draw. AC3 contactors are designed for inductive loads, specifically motors. Motors present a much more challenging load profile due to their inrush current during startup and the inductive kickback when the motor is switched off. The fundamental difference lies in the contactor's ability to handle the different types of loads. Cone contactors are built with materials and designs optimized for resistive loads. AC3 contactors incorporate features to manage the high inrush currents and arcing associated with motor control. Using a cone contactor for an AC3 application, even with derating, introduces several risks. Firstly, overheating and premature failure can occur. Inductive loads, like motors, draw a significantly higher current when starting than their normal running current. This inrush current can be several times the motor's rated current. A cone contactor is not designed to handle this high current surge, and it can quickly overheat. The excessive heat damages the contacts and other internal components, leading to premature failure of the contactor. Secondly, arcing and contact welding are significant concerns. When a contactor opens or closes a circuit, an electrical arc can form between the contacts. This is especially pronounced with inductive loads due to the stored energy in the motor's windings. AC3 contactors have arc suppression features such as arc chutes and special contact materials to minimize the impact of arcing. Cone contactors lack these features. The increased arcing can cause the contacts to weld together, preventing the contactor from opening or closing properly. This can create a short circuit and pose a serious safety hazard. Thirdly, the lifespan of the contactor will be significantly reduced. The constant stress from handling inductive loads will accelerate the wear and tear on a cone contactor. This leads to more frequent maintenance and replacement costs. Derating, which involves reducing the current rating of the contactor to compensate for the inductive load, is not a reliable solution. While derating can help to mitigate some of the risks, it does not address the fundamental design differences between a cone and AC3 contactors. Derating does not account for the specific characteristics of inductive loads such as the high inrush current and arcing. Furthermore, determining the appropriate derating factor can be complex and requires a thorough understanding of the motor's characteristics and the application's specific requirements. In many cases, even with derating, the cone contactor will still be operating outside of its intended design parameters. It is crucial to use the correct type of contactor for the specific application to ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Using a cone contactor for an AC3 application can compromise the entire system and create a dangerous situation. It is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer to determine the appropriate type of contactor for a given application. Here is a more detailed explanation of the differences between a cone and AC3 contactors. Cone contactors are rated for resistive loads up to a certain current. The cone utilization category implies that the contactor is suitable for non-inductive or slightly inductive loads, resistance furnaces, and similar applications. The making and breaking currents are relatively low and the operating conditions are not particularly severe. AC3 contactors are specifically designed for switching motors. They are rated for making and breaking locked rotor currents, which are significantly higher than the motor's full load current. The AC3 utilization category indicates that the contactor is suitable for squirt cage motors starting, switching off motors during running. The operating conditions are more severe than those for cone contactors. The design of AC3 contactors includes features to handle the inrush current and arcing associated with motor control. These features include arc chutes, which help to extinguish the arc that forms when the contacts open, and special contact materials that are resistant to welding. The selection of a contactor depends on several factors, including the type of load, the voltage, the current, and the operating conditions. The manufacturer's specifications should always be consulted to ensure that the contactor is suitable for the application. When selecting a contactor for motor control, it is important to consider the motor's horsepower, voltage, full load current, and locked rotor current. The contactor should be rated for at least the motor's full load current, and it should be capable of handling the motor's locked rotor current. It is also important to consider the operating conditions, such as the ambient temperature and the frequency of switching. In addition to cone and AC3 contactors, there are other types of contactors available for specialized applications. For example, AC4 contactors are designed for plugging and inching of motors. AC2 contactors are designed for slip ring motors starting, switching off. T-cone contactors are designed for resistive loads in direct current applications. AC3 contactors are designed for shunt wound motors starting, plugging reverse current braking, switching off. AC5 contactors are designed for series wound motors starting, plugging reverse current braking, switching off. Each type of contactor has its own unique characteristics and is designed for a specific range of applications. It is important to select the correct type of contactor for the application to ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. In summary, using a cone contactor for an AC3 application is not recommended, even with derating. Cone contactors are designed for resistive loads, while AC3 contactors are designed for inductive loads like motors. Using the wrong type of contactor can lead to overheating, arcing, welding, and reduced lifespan. It is crucial to use the correct type of contactor for the specific application to ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer to determine the appropriate type of contactor for a given application. They can assess the specific requirements of the load and the operating conditions to select a contactor that is suitable for the task. This will help to prevent potential hazards and ensure the long-term performance of the electrical system. Consider the following points when selecting a contactor for motor control. Firstly, determine the motor's full load current. Secondly, determine the motor's locked rotor current. Thirdly, select a contactor with a current rating that is equal to or greater than the motor's full load current. Fourthly, ensure that the contactor is capable of handling the motor's locked rotor current. Fifthly, consider the operating conditions, such as the ambient temperature and the frequency of switching. Sixthly, consult the manufacturer's specifications to ensure that the contactor is suitable for the application. Seventhly, if you are unsure about which type of contactor to use, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer. Remember, electrical safety is paramount. Always prioritize safety when working with electrical equipment. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to leave the work to a qualified professional. Improperly installed or maintained electrical equipment can pose a serious risk of electric shock, fire, and other hazards. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that you are using the correct type of contactor for your application and that your electrical system is operating safely and reliably.